James Cook reporting.
Thank you. 7:09 is the time. Donald Trump is here, not exactly among us, as his state visit is largely behind closed doors, but here nonetheless, and very much welcomed by the government, if not by all Labour politicians. Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, saying we must show Trump we reject the politics of fear. Bryan Lanza was a senior advisor to the Trump presidential campaign. Is a frequent visitor to the White House. It's a man who knows the president and his people. So when I talked to him earlier, we began with what is in the visit for Trump.
I think it's the ability for him to reset from the tone in his first administration. I think you saw his first visit to Europe. There were a lot of protesters, a lot of people who looked at Trump as sort of this strange American president. I think coming into the presidency today, and especially in Europe today, they look at him as somebody who was a prophet. He predicted that you needed a strong NATO. He predicted that Europe sucking up cheap Russian energy was bad for itself. And I think he's now looked at supremely differently by the heads of states of Europe.
By the heads of state, but not apparently by the people, including the mayor of London, who said we must show Trump we reject his politics of fear. Is he upset? Do you think? Will he be upset by the fact that among the population there is not the enthusiasm for the visit that there is in the government?
Listen, he receives enthusiasm everywhere he goes. There's obviously opposition, but at the end of the day, those who are opposed, they don't matter. The American people are the ones who voted this president in. They validated his vision for the country. And if Europe has a problem with the American people's vision, that's Europe's problem. That's not President Trump's problem. As for the mayor of London, who cares? I mean, he's nowhere relevant in any conversation that's effective to any foreign policy that President Trump's involved in. He's just a local mayor. I think he should focus more on traffic and on the trash than trying to elevate himself to the diplomatic stage.
When Donald Trump appears alongside Keir Starmer, as he will do you think he'll be on best behaviour?
Absolutely, but I mean, let's be clear. I mean, the behavior is always a level of transparency that we haven't seen. He will tell Europe where he sees, their faults. He will tell the UK, hey, we need to do more with Russia. You need to do tariffs. If we really want the U.S.'s commitment to these things, we want to see European commitments to these things. He's probably going to say to the Prime Minister, we have a problem with the way you guys are censoring, critics in this country. He doesn't pull punches, but he knows how to be respectful too.
But on the censoring of critics, won't Keir Starmer be able to say to him, hang on a second, that's what you want to do. You want to bear down on the people who've said, albeit awful things about Charlie Kirk in the wake of his murder. In other words, that hate speech, which was an issue between the United States and Britain, seems to have been discovered by the administration as well.
No, listen, I think that, just like you can't, yell fire in a crowded elevator, you can't incite violence, whether it's on social media or on Zoom calls. And I think, the president is, wanting to crack down on people who are trying to incite violence is well within the law here. So no, I think there's a vast difference. I mean, the UK government is throwing people in jail because they happen to talk about, real science, and not this pseudoscience of that allows these bizarre conversations to take place. There's a vast difference between these two countries, and free speech still exists here. We're just saying, if you're going to have violent, thoughts, maybe you shouldn't be teaching our young kids.
Final thought about Trump and Starmer. People say of Donald Trump that he likes a winner. Keir Starmer at the moment is in real political difficulties, huge political difficulties. Does that, do you think, affect their relationship?
It certainly hurt Starmer. He's chasing President Trump more than President Trump is chasing him. I think it highlights, the policies that have just not taken off for the party in power in the UK. And, I wouldn't be surprised if President Trump finds a way to exploit that.
Bryan Lanza, thank you very much.